staying on the path is the single best way that I've found for myself to make any progress towards your health, your inner peace, whatever your goal is to maximizing the reality that you live. Sticking to the path, no matter what tornado is thrown at you, is the best way to moving forward. So what is this path you speak of? It's the path of nutrition. It's the path of feeding your mind. It's the path of going to bed early. It's the path of committing to doing the things that are uncomfortable, that will bring you to the comfort and peace in the long run. It's sacrificing the short-term gain of the catch-ups with your girlfriends, the alcohol-infused weekends, the TV laziness, all these short-term, the sweets, these short-term gratification, getting rid of them and putting up with the short-term uncomfortability to get the holy grail, to get the long-term inner peace, joy, abundance, whatever you want to classify your enlightenment as. That is the path. And the path requires discipline. The path requires dedication. And the path requires tunnel vision. No matter if you've got kids, you're a single parent, you have disabilities, you're full of shit with excuses, it doesn't matter. The universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it's objectively, brutally honest. It'll give you a bunch of roses on one day, and it'll give you a box of rotten eggs the other. Whatever you need in the moment, it will give it to you. Not to berate you, not to play around with you, but to serve for you as a guide, as a mirroring back to show you where your current state is at, and giving you the option to either moving forward and learning through your stubbornness, or to accept and to continue around the merry-go-round of the bullshit excuses that the ego will tell you. Yes, I'm going to be more upfront, if that was even possible. It is. I have to give you the honest truth because the honest truth is what I get from the universe when I listen. And if you want to get the most out of living as a human being, you need to be able to deal with the truth sooner rather than later, because later will take you down the path of your parents, your grandparents, their grandparents, that not knowing who they are, not quite sure what the future entails, which leads to a fear of actually living in the present moment, which then leaves them insecure with who they really are, which then drives them to need the company of others to stay satiated. Doesn't have to be that way. In fact, it's not meant to be that way. We're meant to figure this out. I guess that's the whole point of living, is to be on the path, to work through our insecurities, to feel awkward, uncomfortable emotions temporarily, so that in the long run we can have the contrast of how shit it can be so that we can enjoy how good it actually is. Without that contrast, life's boring. Let's be honest. Life is just boring. That's the path. That is the path to enlightenment whatever you want to call that thing, that's the path right there. And to stay on that path, you need to remind yourself how important it is for you to stay on that path. To remind yourself that joy and happiness and inner peace is so attainable. So attainable for the dummiest of dummies. Just look at me. No one's special. It's there for the taking. And so is the creation of your life. So is the creating the artwork that whatever your life wants to be. You have the capabilities of getting that. But the path is how you get there. And the universe will take you around the merry-go-round, down the back streets, and down the dark, dark corridors of life. But you have to be willing to accept the challenge that is life, to stay disciplined, to stay dedicated, and to stay focused. And if you're required to feel scary emotions, if you're required to sacrifice going out with your friends, if you're required to dedicate 6 months of your life where you don't talk to anybody, where you cut out your family, you cut out your friends, you make space for yourself, you break up with the boyfriend or girlfriend or husband or wife, whatever is necessary that the universe is trying to convey to you, staying disciplined and dedicated and tunnel vision to making the changes that are needed in order to grow. Because to get the abundance and the prosperity and the happiness and the peace, it requires you to take action when it's necessary, which means you have to cut away people, you have to cut away time, you have to change environments, you have to feel uncomfortable emotions, you have to do the work in order to get the payoff. There's no freebies. There's no one coming to save us. If you don't want to do it, no problem. Go live that life that I described earlier that your parents and their parents have lived. Generation after generation after generation. They say it's the age of enlightenment. I don't even know what that means. But it sounds like the conversation is being had about waking up and understanding that path that I've described. Just remember that if I can do it, you can do it. See you soon. Just a reminder, once you've subscribed, tap on that bell to be notified every time that a video gets released. You'll get an email. And then you won't be left out of the loop. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Give me some constructive feedback. Continue the conversation. If you've got any question or follow-ups in the comments below, I'll get back to you. And if you feel called, share with a friend. See you guys soon. Hope you're doing well.